Hi guys, we're going to finish up our lesson on transformation. This is the day 2 lesson, and a lot of this we kind of talked about last time. So what we're going to be talking about is when you do a transformation, and if you remember, those transformations are rotations, reflections, translation, and dilations. You'll have a total of 2 figures. You're going to have the original, which we call the pre-image. That is the original. And then you'll have the image, which is the new guy, the moved figure. Okay. So what we do with the original, we're going to talk about on the next page, is those get the letters like we kind of talked about, just regular A, B, C. And then the new guy gets what we call the prime marking, the A prime, the B prime, and the C prime. So let's look here. They're telling you that you have a point and you translate it left and down. So what could be true? Could A be the image of C? So if A is the image of C, the image is the new, and this is the old. Could A be the image of C if you take a point and you move it left and down? Well, here's the point. Can you move this left and down? No, that's left and up. That's not right. Could A be the image of D? A and D. Image is new guy. This is the old guy. Could A be the image of D? Well, could you take D, the old guy, and move it left and down? No, it's not right. Let's try B and D. Here's B and here's D. B is the image, so that would be new. That would make D the old guy. Is B the image of D? Well, could you take the old guy and move it to the left and down? Could that be the case? It sure could. That could be it. Why don't you pause it and try to do the rest and then see how you do? Okay. Is B the image of E? Could B be the image of E? B would be the image, so that's new. This would be old. Let's see. Could you take the old and move it to the left and down? Yep, sure could. How about C and A? If C is the image of A, image is new. This would be old. That's to the right and down. That can't be it. Could C be the image of D? So now D would be the old. Did you go to the left and down? Yep, you sure could. And D and E. If D is the image, that would be new. That would be old. That's to the right and down, so that can't be it either. So those are the 3 choices. You got to figure out which one is the old, and you got to figure out which one is the new. So we just talked about a minute ago prime notation. That tells you what the new guy is. So here we go. A is the original, and A prime is the new. And you can see that you moved it to the right and up if you translated it. We use prime notation to tell people which one is the old and which one is the new. We can use it on points like this, A and A prime. Segments, you would say A, B, and A prime, B prime. You could use it on a whole triangle. You could say triangle A, B, C, and triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Anything else? Just remember that the orders matter. A goes to A prime, B goes to B prime, and C goes to C prime. So let's try it here. Triangle CDE rotated 90 degrees clockwise. Based on the figure, what would be the correct name for the image? What would CDE be called if you rotated it? Well, CDE, what matches with C? That would be C prime. D would go to D prime, and E would go to E prime. So you'd have to put the prime on every single one. A transformation does what we call it maps something. It takes something and moves it. So the word maps means like moves. So A goes to A prime. A maps to A prime. A goes or moves to A prime. And we use an arrow to say that it's moving. Corresponding angles are those matching angles. They list in the same order in mapping, just like congruency. So you don't have to use the congruency statement. You can say it goes to that. That also works. Okay, let's see this guy. Let's practice with the mapping. So what happened here? It looks like it was rotated. Can you see that it was rotated? So they used NOPQR. We can use the arrow instead to say where it goes. So which one of these would be right? Well, this one only has one prime, so that's not right. N has to go to N prime, so that's right. O to O prime, P to P prime, and so on. Q would have to go to Q prime, and that's not in the right order, so that doesn't work. You could also use the word maps, N to N prime, O to O prime, P to P prime, and so on, so the maps can work. How about this? Q to Q prime, P to P prime. This one would work as well. They just changed the order, so that one would work as well. Okay, so we talked about figures moved. We talk about the different transformations. You might have forgotten them. Let's write them down one more time. Translation, which is the slide. Rotation, which is the turn. Reflection, which is the flip. And what was the last one? Dilation, which is the stretch or the shrink. Preimage and image. Preimage is the old, image is the new, and we use the prime notation. Old gets no prime, new gets the prime. Okay, so that's what we did when we talked about all of these transformations. Here's more review. There are the 4 types. There's the notation.